Welcome back into the Cowboys Report here from Indianapolis at the 2023 NFL Combine. Some Cowboys draft meetings, updates, free agency stuff with some of their own players because they like their guys to an extent. But we're going to begin with Jalen Ramsey trade rumors, which are once again back thanks to the report from The Athletic saying they're a good fit. We'll break down that report in depth here momentarily. It's not the first time Ramsey and the Cowboys have been linked. And I'll use the word linked generously on that front. I would say it's mostly been, not all the time, but mostly been in the hopes and dreams category. Of course, Ramsey himself once thought he was going to go to the Cowboys. He did not. That upset him. Here's what Jeff Howe of The Athletic reported earlier today. All parties involved remain tight-lipped on the trade availability of Rams cornerback Jalen Ramsey, but there's a rumor picking up steam in league circles that the Cowboys would be a good fit. Pairing Ramsey with Trevon Diggs would certainly create one of the most fascinating cornerback combinations in the NFL. Now, what I'm intrigued by is what do we mean by rumor it's a good fit? It's either it is or it isn't. You don't need to have a rumor on that, whether it's interest or conversations. That's what the rumor would be, not being a fit. We know that Ramsey and Diggs would be a good fit. We did mention this on yesterday's video with the big Cowboy rumor of something big being worked on. Ramsey was actually our first suggestion on that because it would take care of your cornerback problem, even though this is a really good cornerback class. As I sit here, the drill's going on right now for corners, and there are some very damn good testers today. Ramsey would fix your cornerback issue. You could potentially move Israel Mukuamu back to safety full-time in the event you lose Donovan Wilson. More on that in a little bit, by the way. He'd fix it just like that. I think the issue you run into here is he'd be expensive. Both maybe you get him for, if you're lucky, your late first, or maybe it's 2 seconds. Maybe that's all it takes, which is fairly similar-ish value. Maybe you get lucky, but he allegedly is probably going to want a new deal, which it's a lot of money to pay. That you're doing Diggs long-term at that point there. He was also mad at the Cowboys for not drafting him, but money makes all things feel better on that front. So very curious if there's any legs to it. We'll go more in depth on my thoughts on that, but I do want your honest reactions here. What is the percent chance the Cowboys trade for Jalen Ramsey, the all-pro cornerback? This is the pinned comments on today's video, so if an ad break happens to come here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, give me your honest percent chance the Cowboys trade for Jalen Ramsey. My answer and expectations remain low. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Cowboys' MO is not doing something big, and I'm really not sure there's been that much traction from what I've heard here at the Combine at Indy. I'm not buying it. I got to see it to believe it from that front. If they do make a big move, yay, we'll all be happy, and I will be very glad to be wrong on that one. But history shows they just don't invest in that level at the just big move. Jerry doesn't do that anymore. Jerry was also delayed getting up to the Combine. Steven missed some time here, so it's not their MO. Now, coming up next, we'll update you guys on Leighton Vander Esch, Donovan Wilson, Dalton Schultz, and the full list of all the latest NFL draft meetings for the Cowboys. Focus on the formal, mention the informal as well. But first, today's show made possible by Athletic Greens. Take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning and it makes me feel prepared to take on my day. Once I got baby Olivia set up with her breakfast, I make my own AG1. I don't feel the need for caffeine in the morning anymore, and I feel energized throughout the day. Plus, AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be any easier. That's why I like it. It's a win-win. It's got really effective daily habit within the highest quality sourced ingredients. Also costs less than $3 a day. It's awesome. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Links in the comment section and the description of today's video, by the way. Go ahead and check it out. All right, the latest then on Vander Esch and Donovan Wilson. Clarence Hill saying the Cowboys have made no progress on a new deal with Leighton Vander Esch, and there is not optimism for an extension on safety Donovan Wilson. He also threw in the very sarcastic hashtag of big moves coming because Clarence Hill doesn't think there's any big moves coming for the Cowboys. I don't love that update. I thought Wilson and Vander Esch both outplayed their contracts. Wilson on his rookie deal, Vander Esch on a one-year, $2 million deal. I would expect both guys to hit the market. Maybe they surprise and they maybe get something done with Pollard and then franchise tag Wilson instead, but that's a lot of money, and I don't think they're close to the per-year number that Wilson's franchise tag is going to command. So I think both guys with the open market, this is their best chance to cash in a big way. Those are two players you want to keep, but you might not. So if you can only pick one of them to keep, hypothetically, who would it be? LVE for Leighton Vander Esch or DW for Donovan Wilson? Go vote for me in the comment section. Finally, an update on Dalton Schultz. Michael Gelkin mentioned this, and this is not a huge surprise. I would say he's about as good as gone. I don't foresee Dalton Schultz returning to the Cowboys organization this year. I think he's going to hit the open market. There will be plenty of interest in him. He'll get a contract larger than what the Cowboys are prepared to pay him, and they'll roll with Jake Ferguson, Hendershot, maybe draft one of these tight ends in a very strong draft class, by the way. So I don't think Schultz will be back with the Cowboys. You'll get a comp pick for him, by the way, if you do it right overall. And we have more Cowboys videos for you guys every single day, sometimes multiple times per day. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/@CowboysTV. Free videos when you hit that subscribe button right now. All right, now let's hit the full draft meetings update. A very long list. I will make a note here off the top. The formal interviews, and we'll specify those, are what matters. The informal don't matter quite as much because there are a lot of informal, but you're limited to your formal meetings. Informal, you'll meet with a wide array of people. So, some guys who mentioned on yesterday's video, DeMarvion Overshone, Derek Hall, Jay Ward, and Keely Ringo were all formal interviews for the Dallas Cowboys. Those guys testing yesterday/today. Ringo, I think he'll be there in round one, but I'm not sure you want to take him in round one. The other list of long defensive backs here, Devin Witherspoon, Slenderman, a.k.a. Emmanuel Forbes, were both formal interviews. J.L. Skinner, I don't know what Christian Gonzalez's status was, formal or informal. Given his likely first-round status, I might lean more towards formal on that front. Alex Austin of Oregon State was also a formal interview. All right, some new names for you guys now since we hit those other groups yesterday. Osiris Torrance is on the formal draft meetings list for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to speak with media tomorrow. See if we can't get some notes on his meeting with the Cowboys for you. Jackson Smith and Jigba, I believe this was a formal interview. Actually, yes, it was. Excuse me. Isn't a huge surprise. He'll probably be a Dallas Day guy, too. That's reserved for local prospects. Rockwall High School, he will qualify there. Israel Abakanada out of Pitt, the running back. I am a huge fan of him. Now, I think he's a Tony Pollard replacement, then an Ezekiel Elliott replacement. He's going to run fast, and he's only 20 still, by the way. Rakeem Jarrett, one of the two good Maryland wide receivers, fits the Cowboys' typical size likes at the receiver spot. He was a formal interview, maybe I think day 3 guy. Dalton Kincaid, the tight end, was a formal interview for the Dallas Cowboys, so make note of that one. The Utah tight end, indeed a formal interview. Also, I forgot to put him on here. Luke Schoonmaker, the Michigan tight end, also a formal interview for your Dallas Cowboys. The lone known formal interview at quarterback is Jaron Hall, who would be I think a decent fit for what McCarthy wants to do West Coast-wise. He would be a later day 3 draft pick at the cornerback spot. So those are some new formal draft meetings for the Cowboys. Now for some names that I'm not sure if they're formal or informal. Brian Branch, when we spoke with him, we met them tonight, which normally specifies formal. So I think it's formal, but I'm not 100% sure. So keep that in mind. Same with Joey Porter Jr., Felix Ndike-Uzama, and Dayan Henley. I think those are all formals, but I went back and listened to our clips of them. I'm not 100% sure, so asterisk them if we're going to put them in the formal category. More names coming. Who do you want the Dallas Cowboys to draft in round 1 this year? Sound off for me in the comment section right now. These next 6 names, I don't know if they were formal or informal. but they are noteworthy guys, so I did want to include them. Jalen Hyatt, the Tennessee wide receiver, said he's going to meet with the Cowboys. Again, don't know formal, informal. He is an absolute burner. First-round pick Jordan Addison did say he met informal, formal again, not specified. I doubt he gets to you in round one. My favorite interview so far, and this is available as a short on the channel, so you can check it out. Tyler Scott, who is watch what he runs tomorrow. You guys are going to be blown away. He is one of my favorite. He's not a sleeper anymore, but he was. I think he's a great football player. That was the best interview we've had here at the Combine. He went in-depth on CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Michael Gallup. Great interview. Make sure you check it out on the channel. It was a short. Zay Flowers said he met with Dallas. We'll see how he runs. I wonder if that one was an informal because Flowers does not fit their typical MO when it comes to size. Hendon Hooker, the quarterback. This could go either way on the formal, informal side of things here. Just because I think that's the earliest they look to take a quarterback is in that kind of third, fourth round range where I think Hooker ends up going. And Luke Musgrave also had interest with the Cowboys. He could be a first-round option. I doubt he gets to you in round two. I could very much see Mike McCarthy liking him as an athletic move tight end, but he offers you nothing as a blocker. So that's also a deviation from the Cowboys' typical pattern. All right, long list of names coming here. I think most of these guys are informal, so we'll kind of group them together. BJ Johnson, I got ahead of myself. BJ Ojulari, D. Winters from TCU, Tyler Sweet, Dante Stills, DJ Dale. Ojulari is the best one of that group, probably in that late round one before you pick in round two range. DJ Johnson, two more Cincinnati players, Arquan Bush, Trey Tucker, Brenton Strange, Leonard Taylor, Malik Cunningham. I think those guys are all day three-ish picks, so, again, lesser names here. These are all informal meetings, by the way. Julius Brents, Darius Rush, Miles Brooks, Mekhi Gardner, Trey Dean. Julius Brents, Darius Rush, both having good days testing so far, just an FYI. Byron Young, Javon Dexter, Keandre Coburn, Rajon Wright, Max Duggan, the TCU quarterback, also an informal meeting. Almost done. Mitchell Tinsley out of Penn State, Javarius Owens, Shamari Connor, Brandon Hill, Ronnie Hickman, mentioned some of those names yesterday. Tank Dell was an informal interview along with Marvin Mims. Now, Dell's super small, but he's fun, so curious if he ends up being a fit there. Dorian Thompson-Robinson was an informal meeting. So, again, the informals are like 15-ish minutes. You just meet and greet, get their info, maybe set something up for later. That's all that is. Cameron Latu, the Alabama tight end, was also an informal meeting.